Alright, so even though I do have like one video on my channel talking about the Valorant lore, really everything when it comes to Valorant's lore has been just like theories and hints and little tiny breadcrumbs. Until now. Now we get a full-on setup, like this is how the lore functions, this is what's happening. And I'll have to admit, in my original video, which somehow has like 1 million views now, which is really scary, because in that video there is a lot of things that are wrong, because back when Valorant was in beta, we just had a lot of assumptions, and that's really it. But now, not only did we learn that a lot of the things I said that were wrong, but also I got a lot of things right. So let's dive. I'm gonna assume that people have already watched the cinematic, so I will just explain what's happening there straight away. With that said, I also quickly want to say that there are other channels on YouTube which cover the lore of Valorant way better than me. I don't know every single detail when it comes to the lore, but I know the overall story arc and how things are going. So, hold on. Let me do. There we go. So this is happening after the first cinematic, where Jet was the one who, and it was Jet. You know how Jet has the voice lines, and where she was like, "I wasn't the one who like blew Venice into the sky." You know how she has that quote in the game? Robbie the Bank, thank you for the subs to Stray Snowfox, and Pemo 4, thank you. You know how she has the quote in game where she's like, "Oh, I haven't done it." Yeah, that will get explained later on. She has technically done it, but she hasn't. Anyway, this is happening after that accident happened, the Ascension accident, and you know the news are starting to cover what happened there, and then this is happening.
Radionite may have been involved. Kingdom, whose Radionite power program accounts for more than 3/4 of the world's energy production, have denied any connection to this disaster.
Okay, hold on. Super quickly, important here. This one. So, it seems like the Kingdom Corporation are not actually as evil as we thought. Yes, the Kingdom Corporation are like, they are kind of a scummy corporation in the way that they are like ruining the environment just so they can harvest radionite and, you know, kind of like use radionite for better life for all people. But they are not the evil of this universe. They are not like, the Kingdom Corporation are not the villain, because here you can even see that Phoenix, Jet, and that's Sabrina was her original name. That's Viper back there. You can see that, you know, they were in the Kingdom Corporation, and they don't have anything bad to say about them. Was it Sabrina? I believe so.
Anyone with information on
See, and there you can see Jet, who has not done it, but she has. That will be explained in just a bit.
information on the 2 unidentified radiants spotted at the scene is being asked to come.
Yeah. Then, okay, so we are in, just in case you don't remember, I believe, what's the name of this map? Is it Split or Bind? No, I don't know, I always forget, I always get the names mixed up. But, is it Bind? I believe it's Bind. I don't know. Regardless, this is in Morocco, which is the home of Cypher. And if you have a look at the map, you can see that the Kingdom Corporation is like taking the place apart, because that place is heavily tainted with radionite, and that's why the Kingdom Corporation were there. They were basically taking the place apart because they were harvesting radionite. I quickly want to check if there are like any changes to the map. By the way, another thing, notice that the scale of this place is way bigger. Like, especially when they are in the tunnel, you'll see that like the place is massive and the people are tiny. That's different from the game.
Finally,
There it is.
time you showed up.
So, this confirms a number of things. All the agents seem to be on the same side. So Viper is not evil. She is in the same group as Phoenix and Cypher and Jet and everyone else. They are all on the same side. They are all friends, basically. Robin the Bank, thank you for giving us up to Rumler, Magadark, and Chrono Mirage. Thank you. So they're all on the same side. Because they all, and you'll see, hold on, is there actually, I'll have to check the ship. In case there's a detail which I missed. I think they are actually using the Kingdom technology as well. You'll see there might be a mark on the ship.
About time you showed
I'll
up.
see. Anyway, this confirms they're all on the same side.
That would be a yes.
Did you locate the spike? Finally! Confirmation that spikes are a real part of the world. And here you can see the Kingdom Corporation logos all over the place. You can see that, you know, they are basically taking the place apart because there is a Radianite in it. Is that a key? Hold on. I don't think that was a key. Super quickly. VLT/R. That's the Valorant. What's the R? It was like the Valorant agent group. I forgot the name of their squad now. I don't know what the R is. Radianite? Valorant Radiance? You know, because that's what they are called. Valorant Protocol. Is that a P actually instead of an R? It looks like an R, but it could be a P. It's a protocol. That's the agent group. Okay, see, they are friends. They are part of the same team.
Stay close. Weapons ready.
Bucky. I just love that she's actually using freaking Bucky. Alright. Alright.
This way.
See, she's trying to figure out how to defuse it. See, like here you can see the scale. Look how massive it is and like how tiny they are. That's a little bit of a retcon in size.
Take a look. It's stealing Radianite from the environment.
There we go. I was right in my original video. I was right about this. The spikes which you plant down are always in places where there is a massive amount of Radianite. So the spikes are extracting Radianite. That's why in Haven, on the A side, B side, actually on all three sides, if you look around, there are just Radianite crates everywhere, and that's why you plant the spike there. It's because those places are massive Radianite vaults. And so the spike is extracting the Radianite from those places. Every time you plant down a spike, just look around. You'll see a lot of Radianite around.
How do we stop it? I'm on it. You'll need a Radicore to power the heat signal.
Radicore is a new term. I don't really know what. I don't know.
I got this.
Alright. And here's gonna be the really cool thing. First of all, you know, we all know that this is another Phoenix. If a Phoenix is using fire on the other Phoenix, why would the other Phoenix care? Why would he be thrown away by the flame when he himself is made of flame? Just like, you know.
Hands up, come on.
Alright. Okay. So. Finally, I love that Riot embraced the fact that you have the same agents fighting each other, because that is part of the lore. You'll see that later they call it the mirror. That's the term that they are using for him. So this is a mirror version of Phoenix. Thank you for giving 4 subs to let us use the bucklers, easy drinks, and the one your. Thank you, Robin the Bank. I would appreciate it. Alright, so now here's one thing that you should be paying attention to. Notice how when you have a look at him, you can see a blue and a yellow outline around him. And if I play it, you'll see that the image is kind of hazy. It's like wobbling a little bit. Watch. That's because like this, he is almost like he's basically a mirror image. He's being projected almost. If that makes sense. That's why he has this like weird like 80s style outline. So, right? So this is a mirror Phoenix. Remember that for in just a bit. See how he's warping?
You should see your face.
And then somehow fire, you know. See, and now he didn't care about the fire. What the heck was happening before? Now he just jumped in. God damn it. Whatever. I love that Phoenix swore there. Like, I love that Phoenix actually swore there, and they had to hide it by the explosion behind them. I love that. It's just so well done.
Come on.
Okay. Of course, they are trying to defuse it.
Did you find a power source?
Interesting little detail here. She actually disassembles her bot because her bots are powered with radionite. So she is disassembling her bot and she's taking the core of the bot and she's ramming it into the device that can defuse it. Watch.
Here.
That's such a cool detail.
Not enough power. It needs to be superheated.
It needs to be superheated. You know why she said that? Because at the beginning of the cinematic, if you have a look at the images, you can actually see that when they were in the Kingdom Corporation and they were fiddling with these things, with the cubes, they were actually heating it up to give it more energy. A really cool detail, because you know what happens next. So, but yeah, here at the beginning you can see that they are heating up the radionite cubes to give them more energy,
Not enough power.
and that's what he does here.
Get that hit.
That's cool. That's cool. And of course, the defuse takes a really long time. Thank you, Robin the Bank, for giving us up to 11 Levy.
Really? So, maybe give us a heads up next time?
Alright. They store the spike, they get away.
Side secure. We're coming home.
That the big man. Tell him I need answers this time.
The big man, I wonder if by the big man he's talking about Brimstone. Because Brimstone is their commander. I wonder if there is like someone who's in charge of the entire protocol, and that's the big man, like some kind of a leader. But other than that, the one that's like in charge of all of them is still Brimstone.
Coming home.
That the big man. Tell him I need answers this
She
time.
even references him now. Hold on.
What is your problem? We crushed it. Phoenix gotta look in the mirror.
Phoenix gotta look in the mirror. Like, this is a line which a lot of people just like look over, but this is the point of the cinematic. The mirror, you'll see that will be revealed later on, but the mirror is basically where like you have the mirror images of all the other agents. So the mirror, it's interesting to see that they didn't use capital M here, because you know that's what they are calling it. But yeah, Phoenix having a look in the mirror means that he basically saw an image of himself.
How come they look like us? And what do they want our radiant out for?
I'll talk to Brimstone.
There's Brimstone.
It's time we filled you in.
There you go. Hold on, I quickly want to see, that's an R though. That's Valorant and like Radiance probably. No Kingdom Corporation logo, so maybe they are using like... I know that, I believe through in-game quotes, I can't remember now, but I think that Brimstone actually was part of the Kingdom Corporation as well, and he like took their tech and then he ran away. Because I think someone calls him out for that, and I'm not sure who. I think that might be Breach, I might be wrong. Anyway. Here's the thing. Here's the point. Here's the entire point. The after sequence. This one.
Yo, we got problems.
We? You're the one that screwed up.
You serious? You had it easy, Jet. You know they're bringing whole teams now, right?
And so will we.
This is awesome. Because, like, in the first cinematic, Jet and Phoenix were against each other, right? They were enemies. But here, they are friends, and that's what confused people. Here's the thing. These two are both the mirror images, because you can see this is the mirror Phoenix, who, like, teleported into another dimension. You can even see that's the same effect, the blue and yellow effect of the mirror realm.
Yo, we got problems.
So like these are on the same side, just like the normal versions are on the same side. So in the cinematic, there was a normal Phoenix and a mirror Jet. So when Jet through in-game was like, oh, I haven't done the accident, why is everyone saying it was me? That's because it was the mirror Jet who caused the Ascension accident. She was the one who like blew the entire thing up through Radionite and it like, you know, flew up. So like, everything makes sense. I am just like my mind is so blown by the fact that Riot made everything work. Like every single line in the game makes sense. Like everything fell into place through the fact that we now have two realms. One is normal, one is our, and then there is another realm, which is a mirror realm, or a mirror world. You'll see that in just a moment. Hold on.
You're the one that screwed up.
You serious? You had it easy, Jet. You know they're bringing whole teams now, right?
Yeah, so, like, Jet was trying to be, like, sneaky about what she had done, but, they both screwed up. Now the Valorant protocol was called into action, and that's why entire teams are coming after them.
And so will we.
And so will we. There we go. And there it is. So, this basically reveals that there are two worlds. There is our world and the mirror world. And what likely connects them is Radianite. So what is most likely happening, this is what people are theorizing about right now, and this is what will be revealed in the upcoming lore, but it seems like the mirror images, they are not images, they are basically like real people, but they are just in a second reality, or like a second timeline almost. So those from the second timeline are traveling to the first timeline to steal their Radianite because they need it for something. We don't know why. I'm gonna assume the story will go in such a way so that neither of the timelines is gonna be like the villains, but they are both kind of gonna be, because the second timeline will probably want it for like a noble cause. Maybe something like, as long as the first timeline is going on, the second timeline is like slowly dying, or something like that, so they just want to save themselves, It's not gonna be like, oh, they are evil and so they are stealing the Radianite. The second timeline, or the mirror images, will most likely be trying to take the Radianite because they wanna do something noble with it. But yes, this is awesome, and this makes me question one thing. If the mirror world is planting spikes in the first timeline to steal their Radianite, does it mean that every time you are playing defenders, you are from the original timeline, and every time you are playing as attackers, you are mirror images? If that's the case, do the agents actually have different voice lines depending on which side they are? Because if that's the case, that's exactly what it is. If someone can figure this out, it would be awesome. But if the agents have different voice lines depending on which side they are, that confirms that depending on which side you play, you are either the first timeline or the second timeline. Sounds confusing, that's how it works. Lastly, it wouldn't be out of question to think that over time, as we get more lore, it might be confirmed that from the originals from the first timeline may be traveling to the second timeline as well and kind of steal the Radianite back. So maybe it doesn't matter if you are defending or attacking. Maybe you are actually, when you are attacking, you are just like from one timeline, you are going into the other, and you are just taking that Radianite, Regardless, I love the fact that Riot actually made everything work. And there is no retconning, there is no what ifs like you have in League of Legends, where the voice lines in games are always like, what if one champion met another? No. Here, it's not what if one Jet met herself. This is exactly the interaction which the Jet has when she sees herself. And I love this. Just good job, Riot. You made this work. My mind is blown.